So you want to train your dog, but you have multiple dogs, and you would like to know the best way to proceed with doing that. So there's a couple options, there's a couple different ways that we can do it. The way that I typically recommend is to completely stagger them. Have one dog start, and when that dog finishes, the day that that dog gets returned to you, that's when you start the second dog. So give us your harder dog first, then they come home and you get to work with just that dog for a short period of time while the other dog is in training. Then the other dog gets trained and gets added back into your pack. It's a little bit of a smoother transition. That's typically the first way that I would recommend to train two dogs with us. Another way you can train two dogs with us is if, let's say, you're traveling and you're going on vacation and you just want to train them both at the same time. Totally fine. When we have them together, we can also work on things like tandem walking to walk them together on a leash side by side. That's one of the perks of being able to train them together. Also, just working with them together. So if the two of them maybe they start to play a little too rough, or one of them is always dominating the other, those are the sort of things we can work with if we have them at the same time. Just keep in mind that when they get returned to you, they'll be returned at the same time, so you're going to have double the amount of remotes and training. So it is important that everyone in your house is going to be on board and consistent, especially those first days when your dog might try to challenge you. The third option is a mix of the two of them. This is where you like the idea of just having one dog back so that way you can work with them, but you also want to do, let's say, tandem walking. What we're going to do then is we're going to stagger their training. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're doing a 14-day board and train. You're going to give us your harder dog first. When that dog is on day 7, the second dog starts. So that way they'll still have a week together in training, but then the first dog goes home, you have a whole week with that dog while we're still working with your second dog. So that's a combination where you can have tandem walking and the opportunity to work with each dog individually. We can work with you on whatever you like. Just keep in mind that when it's multiple dogs and you're trying to do something specific, sometimes we may have to book it out a little further depending on what our availability is.